Now, we were mentioning before, I had a chat with Josh Frydenberg about his back and forth with Jay Weatherill. Here's part of our chat.
Nice to be with you, Paul.
Well, who knew that ear bashing could be the way that South Australia could keep the lights on? That was extraordinary.
It was extraordinary and showed a Premier under real pressure. No doubt he took those polls this morning, I think, in South Australia a bit personally, and he came out looking for a fight. And unfortunately, he turned up at an event where the state of South Australia was putting no money into this important battery storage project. It was the Commonwealth partnering with AGL, an important energy company, and it was a very positive announcement. But then he used it as an opportunity to launch into a tirade against the Prime Minister and our federal government to really cover up his woes there in South Australia. Unfortunately for the people of South Australia, Labor has been in office for some 14 years and has created an unholy mess which they don't have any solutions to really fix.
So when you're standing there, obviously all parts of you, you think, do I fire up? Do I have a go? What do I do? Because the chronology is pretty obvious here. This was an event where the Premier, when the media were told that you were going to be there, the State Minister would be there, the Premier was not there. He's decided to turn up holding his little plan for fixing the problems. He turned up with one thing to do today, and that was to do that little dog and pony show. That's the only reason he was there today.
And that's why he was there, and he was also there to overshadow, no doubt, the Prime Minister's major announcement about a new project for the Snowy Hydro scheme. He knew that was going to be a nation-building project and that the Prime Minister himself is very committed to it, and it has the potential to produce an extra 2,000 megawatts of power for the states on the East Coast. And he didn't want that to be the show. He wanted his show, which was to launch this tirade against the federal government to steal the headlines. And unfortunately, some in South Australia, no doubt, will give him that coverage.
And what about the Premier saying that the federal government is anti-South Australian? I know you can't say it, but last time I checked, we're spending billions of dollars building projects in South Australia that could otherwise be built for cheaper overseas. Look, yes, you give it to them about the power, but what does he expect? A gold star every time the lights go off?
Yeah. Obviously, sometimes the truth hurts, Paul, and the truth is pursuing a 50% renewable energy target in South Australia without the necessary backup has ensured that South Australians pay the highest electricity prices in the national electricity market and that they have the most unstable system. And ironically, we were there today to announce a financial contribution on behalf of the Commonwealth in partnership with a company to help provide energy security and lower energy prices for South Australians. He chose that event, of which the South Australian government was not a material contributor, to actually grandstand and try to generate the headline.
All right, keen to know what you think about that or anything else. I think he was 100% correct, the Minister there. I do appreciate it, his time. As I said, I think if you're inside South Australia, you probably like the idea of pushing back at the evil Eastern States people, but for the rest of us, I think we can see it for exactly what it was. Jay Weatherill, a man on the back foot of policy, on the back foot of the polls, trying to take a swing to desperately save his own backside. And isn't it amazing? Be it Jay Weatherill for the Labor Party or Malcolm Turnbull for the Liberal Party, it is only when their job is at risk that they fire up. It'd be nice if they were like that when it was our job, right?